Amine?
What? It's my underwear or what?
No. On the top of the books. There.
That is a souvenir I got from the archive of a dominatrix. It's a kink sort of phallic object that I use as decoration now, so you're safe. It's all good.
Like your nice cat.
So we're here and you're in Berlin for the first time, which is exciting. Yeah, you've transported my harness here with which I do ungodly things with, or, well, actually, what I deem to be godly things, but for you, it's your version of hell. And sometimes I just can't help but wonder, why are we friends? The psychology behind our dynamics intrigues me, basically.
Well, first, we're friends because I am cool.
Okay, sure.
And everyone wants to be friends with me. I mean, it's not something new. No. Yeah.
Well, actually, yes, because the first thing that attracted me towards you at that random networking event we were at was, yeah, you're going to hate me saying this, but the big dick energy, remember?
Yeah.
I just saw you across the room and I was like, this homie, that's what's up. Yeah, like, let's go. And we just instantly connected.
So I think what makes it deeper is that I remember we had a very deep conversations from the beginning. You remember, like about religion, about life, and that was a very deep as a conversation that helped me to respect you as a person, because I saw that you don't go just to the surface. You try to go deep into the topics, and I respected you at those moments, that you were able to understand certain points that normally when I discuss with people, I don't feel the same level of understanding or at least connection with those people. And that actually I started respecting you a lot from that. This doesn't mean that I don't respect others, but I was saying there is something there. And I believe within our first conversations, we didn't go into your life, personal life, my personal life. So it was a good ground to build something.
Yeah, but you knew I was gay from the moment you saw me. You told me that one.
I knew it. I knew it
Right.
even before you told me.
So how, this is what intrigues me and fascinates me about our dynamics, is because we are two entirely different people and we hold beliefs that are oftentimes in opposition to one another. And you're a Muslim man who's really practicing and trying to follow the steps of a, to my eyes, quite rigid religion. And I'm just this girl doing things in a really open, often bold way. And we're just an unlikely pair. You know what I mean? I'm just like, we're an unlikely pair.
Yeah, I think as well the fact that you do your thing, I don't actually care about your personal life, what you do in it, and you're not trying to impose that on when we're having a conversation in general, or to impose that on my life. And I do my thing, and I'm not trying to impose my way of life to you. That helps the communication to flow better, and then that's why I think you're a very good person, and that's what I see in you in general. I don't, even if I'm opposing my views are opposing what you do in your personal life, I don't try to dig in those topics. I don't try to bother myself about what you do in your personal life. And I think it's also from your side as well, and that helps building more connection, because I really believe that you're a good person and that this is what matters for me, and that's why I have this connection with you. And I think I am a good person as well. I do believe this is why if you see a very good person, even if they have other beliefs that you don't believe, we don't need to be similar to have a connection. I think we need this kind of different people to help us see other sides and develop ourselves in some areas.
Yeah. I think that this is a really, like, a big point. The fact that I think that we allow there to be space between us where you can show up. You can pull up in the most authentic, version of Amine, and I'm gonna either celebrate that, support that, or hold space for that. And I'm never gonna push that away, even if I don't choose to engage, even if I don't understand. Like, there's so many aspects of your devotion, your faith, and things that we often, over dinner we'll have sound discussions about, and I challenge you a lot. And I think that often in our conversations we don't necessarily reach a common ground, and yet we're able to nurture some form of love. We do nurture a form of love for each other. The not imposing ourselves onto the other, even though I love cracking gay jokes just to make you feel a little uncomfortable. I love talking more than with anyone else. Like, I'll bring up things about my life that make you, that put you on your toes, just so I can laugh a little. But yeah, overall, I just really appreciate how we remain curious about each other, But what intrigued me also from what you mentioned, and I want to get into that, is what does it even mean for me to be a good person, for you to be a good person? Like, what even is good? I have a problem with that word almost. Good. Good who? Good what? Good how?
Okay, what I meant by a good person means that you're not trying to hurt people or trying to use other people's situations for your own benefit. When I mention good person, if you're trying to connect with someone, it's within the pure sense of connecting with someone. It's not like I want to use this person for a certain situation. And a good person is just someone who wants good for others. If you wake up in the morning and you just, for your friend, you wanted them to be better, means that you're good for them because you think that you want them to be better and see them in a better position.
Okay.
And that's good. Actually, what you were mentioning about, I remember yesterday on dinner, I have a very strong opinions in certain topics, specifically LGBTQ plus A things. So
not even, you didn't see the term correct, but you see, I'm a
yes.
Just go ahead.
And I like that you don't get offended when I talk about things, because I think that I am a good person, and when I talk about those things, it's from the good side of it, and I'm not trying to I'm not gonna. My goal is to just deeply express my ideas on certain things, and I'm not trying to hate others or do that for I have a certain goal to reach. And I like the fact that when I have a very strong ideas about things, you don't get offended by me sharing those things. You'll try to understand instead of like, oh, what is he saying? Like, and that helps me to also be very open about what I think. Because with some other people that are LGB,
you can just say queer or gay or fruity
or gay, yeah. With some gay people I met, I can't tell them exactly what I think, because I'm the first thing, they don't know me. The first thing that it will be like, oh, this guy's gonna hate just for the sake of hate, and like I have the feeling that they won't accept ideas at all that I will be saying. That's why it's difficult to communicate with them from the beginning, because I believe there are some people that maybe have the same views as me, and they are, let's say, using them in a wrong way for TV or on other places. So it was kind of moment categorization of people who are gonna tell this type of ideas. So it makes the communication harder. But with you, you just accept, try to understand what I wanted to say. And the fact that we also had some conversations about Islam from the beginning, and you were interested to by curiosity to know that, to be open. I don't know, actually that's a question to you. What was your view on Muslims before and after meeting me? Because you had a lot of friends before actually as well.
Yeah.
And on masculinity, because I remember you were telling me I was giving you hope on masculine men or something like this. So it means you had different view before.
Okay, these are like now two topics intersecting with one another. Yeah. The before, okay, about the whole Islam, Muslims, and things like that. Well, not even that. About the curiosity thing and how we keep like a healthy relationship despite disagreeing on many things, not most things, but many things. I think that from my side, this comes from a place of whenever I'm in conversation, I don't find myself often in a position where I'm occupied with trying to change someone. Whenever I'm in conversation, I just feel deeply immersed in like a sauce that we're creating together, and I'm trying to understand your flavors. And I'm a little bit on a trip. Like I'm a little bit like just fully enjoying the exchange for what it is, less than I think it's important that I change your views so that they become more like my views. I don't, that's not where I find value necessarily. And I do think that maybe if we manage to converse and hold discussions with people who are nothing like us, maybe we would learn more, maybe we would enjoy more. Maybe it's not about keeping by your side only those who are similar to you, you know? Or at least as someone who wants to evolve in many aspects in life, I don't find that the most fruitful outcome. But yeah, moving on to the Muslims question before I get onto the masculinity one.
Willst du Wasser?
Dankeschön.
I have to practice more German here.
Than you did, yeah. I don't think I've ever had like a specific set notion of like Muslims in general. I don't think I had like a strong opinion in any way, and I think you've definitely been the first person who is that close to me that is also like Muslim. But I think I was interested in the Islam because it's one of the predominant religions in the world, and I would like to understand better, what's a huge category of the world, what's a huge percentage of the world believing in, like what are they serving, like what are they believing in, what pulls them to which direction, and what is it about. And I mean, growing up, so much of the atrocities that happen through terrorist attacks and stuff, like what was introduced to me was that was done in the name of Islam. So for me to be able to have conversations with you that go deeper and that allow me to understand what actually the Quran preaches, or how I was completely oblivious to the fact that you guys don't dismiss the existence of Jesus, for example. That was a big one, remember, when you introduced me to that. And overall, I've just been really interested, even though I never read the whole Quran you gave me. And I feel like you're a little bit bitter about that. You always like try to like poke me about that. But yeah, I read parts that called me to read them. I opened it, and in a contemplative, meditative sort of way, I've read the parts that wanted to be read, if that makes sense.
You read the part about Mary and Jesus?
No, but I read some beautiful parts about the sun, and that was exciting.
Yeah, I remember you told me that. And masculinity.
Well, waters get murky here because
What's this sentence?
Waters get murky. Water?
Yeah.
Murky. It's spelled
Dirty.
Murky, and maybe it's a little dirty. It's like, it's just you can't see through it very well.
Okay.
This is at least what I think it is, but English is not my first language. But so waters get murky, where then things get a little bit more,
complicated.
Maybe complicated, but maybe somewhat hard to talk about. But still, well, you are Moroccan, and
yes,
bingo. And when I was 17 going to 18, I was just moving from Brazil to Germany at that time, at that little period. And on this trip with my mom, trigger warning, a little bit of a trigger warning. On this trip with my mom to Germany, we stayed like a day in Casablanca, Morocco.
You told me.
And that was a really shitty time. And men were very invasive, disrespectful, and I just experienced, what I would experience in Brazil, like the catcalling and, just boys getting riled up, was like 5 times at least more of them actually getting into your space or asking you for things, or, and there was a certain instance at the hotel we were at where one of the staff just tried to force himself onto me. And in a moment that I was like vulnerable, I was in my room, and vulnerable as in I was about to shower type thing. And anyway, so that was an occasion that left a little mark. And then, regardless whether I had control over that or not, it just left a bitter taste of like, okay, well, you know, when you allow the brain to generalize, it's like, this is Moroccan men, you know, like you should be careful. Like I would just always, from then on, approach men that could look like, have like your origins as like, you know, and then I met you, and well, through how our friendship developed, I think I was very comfortable with you from the start because you met me in a context where I was fully able to show up as who I was. I didn't have to pretend in any way, and I was very clear, and I think even a little pushy about my queerness in the beginning. I was very like, I'm gay, and there's nothing gonna, happen between us. I just wanted you to be sure and to give me the sense of like, we're friends and this is all that this is, and this is all that this would ever go to. And there was not a moment where that wasn't the case for you. You've always just been really like, no, we're homies. Like, we're homies. And so getting to the masculinity thing, which you are talking about, it was with you, and around this same time, I was going through some internal processes that I realized in order for me to get to a spiritual place that I'm trying to get to, I needed to restore my relationship with the masculine. I was at war with men, and that wasn't serving me in my spiritual journey towards wholeness as well. So I just embarked on this journey of creating evidence for myself that men can be good, can be helpful, can be of use, that have a place in my life as well, and to see the value in that. And yeah, you were one of the first people that allowed me to heal my relationship with the masculine, and you've done that tactfully, so through how mature you are in how you show up and how respectful you are. You exude this really strong, very in your face masculinity that isn't hurtful, that isn't inconsiderate, and I think you're very much like what a lot of spiritual girlies are looking for in their divine masculine embodiment of a male. There's hella girlies going to Tulum to find boys just like you. So yeah, I guess that's a compliment for you.
I don't know how to respond in that. Yeah, this is how I respond on that.
Thank you for being here, sharing my space, and handshake.
Thank you.
If I can't just hold your